We saw two stormtroopers approach Obi-Wan and none of them saw him hide into the panels. Is this bad writing? Or is this something else? I always want to start with debunking things that people say just because they might not be aware of the intricacies of the lore. So, many were speculating that the reason why the stormtroopers didn't see Obi-Wan in plain sight, apparently, is because the stormtrooper helmet. They obstruct your view, you can't really see that well, that's why, they can't shoot well, and that's why we have a couple of characters saying that they can't see a thing out of this helmet. That's actually not the case, and we know this by reading Star Wars Visual Dictionary, the Visual Dictionary actually. So as per usual, Star Wars has two versions of things. One of them is canon, the second is legends. Stormtrooper helmets had special breathing apparatuses, they had a ventilation system that protected the wearer, they also had visual enhancements to give them information about the surroundings and to give them information on their targets. With this in mind, again, why didn't they see Obi-Wan? This is legends, so I'm gonna give them a pass. Most of this information that I just laid out comes from Star Wars The Visual Dictionary that came out in 1998. But there is something interesting to debunk all these other things that people are saying, such as, why does Luke say this?
I can't see a thing in this helmet.
Well, there is a reason why he can't see anything out of this helmet. It's because all stormtroopers needed to have a general code that was given out to them by the central system. So every single stormtrooper would have this code when they wore their armor. This, of course, was to prevent theft, stealing, piracy of these types of helmets that were very enhanced technology. When Luke wore the helmet that he stole from a stormtrooper, naturally he couldn't see anything. That's because he didn't have the code. Captain Rex also says this.
This helmet! I can't see!
Again, as I explained with Luke, he didn't have the code. So back in the day, this was explained as stormtroopers had their own code in order to activate the visor and see better, get more information, get more intelligence, and so forth and so forth. Well, if you've kept up with what I've been saying so far, you might say, well, Bessie, that makes it even worse, because if these stormtroopers were in their own armor and their own helmets, and they had access to their visor, who actually gives visual enhancements of their surroundings, how in the hell could they not detect Obi-Wan at that moment when it apparently seemed that he was just in front of them? Let's actually analyze the footage. So we see these stormtrooper legs appearing in front of the camera. Obi-Wan suddenly realizes and hides in the panels. The problem with this shot that I've stopped right here is that it appears the stormtroopers are walking in a straight path. But what if I told you that actually they were turning the corner at this moment? And that's why I said I think this is more of a production error, something that they missed in editing, or even worse, the director did not get a different shot of the stormtroopers coming by. Because later, when Obi-Wan's communicator makes noise and the stormtroopers stop, the camera now is at the opposite side, as you can see here, and behind the stormtroopers you can clearly see two corners at the sides. They came from the right corner, they came around there, and that's what gave Obi-Wan the time to actually see them before they had the visuals on him. Before they could get a glimpse, they turned around into the straight hallway, and by that time, Obi-Wan was gone. I want to be fair as much as possible, so I'm gonna give one more reason why them turning the corner like that and not seeing Obi-Wan from their peripherals, I can actually forgive that because helmets in Star Wars especially have been known to be peripheral killers. If any of you have bought a Mandalorian helmet, a Boba Fett helmet, even with the side visors, it's so hard to see out of your peripherals. It's basically a straight line. So you can forgive the stormtroopers for actually not being able to see Obi-Wan out of the corner of their eye as they're turning to get into the straight hallway. Think of blinders. As they were turning the corner, Obi-Wan had already jumped into the panels and was hiding out there. The stormtroopers simply did not see him and he escaped for a split second. Essentially, this is how I saw this mistake. Not as a writing error, but more of a production thing. They needed another shot of this so the audience could understand better. But I hope with this video I explained it the best I could, and now you have a different perspective of why the Stormtroopers could not see Obi-Wan hiding out, even though it appeared that he was in plain sight. He actually was not. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. Now you have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.